for sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels and Joe.
Houses? They're expensive. And once you buy one, you're kind of stuck with it for a while. You need to make sure you get your best house for the best price. You need Ben Bleicher and his team of pros at Professional Realty Group. They'll take the time to figure out what's important for you in your dream home, and they have the expertise to find the hidden issues that could surprise you after the sale. That's professional knowledge, proactive service. We call that potential. Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's home service ambassador. Find more online at prg-ne.com.
Live from the heart of Lincoln, America, welcome to Ticket Weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Hello and welcome back into 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We got the Movement Hour on now. We got the Rob and Rob show back. We got Rob and Rob show is back, the famous Rob and Rob show. And Rob Coleman, if you want to introduce everybody that's going to be on your show, because we got a full house here today.
Yeah, we got a lot of people in the spot. So, me, of course, we got Rob as a returning guest here. Mm-hmm. So Rob Lane, and today we brought in Ann from the running company. So,
yes,
what's up, Ann?
Welcome, Ann.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and then we got a fancy guest over here named Johnny.
Yes, let's go.
So Johnny's actually a personal trainer. He's over there at Movement Academy, and he does a lot of training around. So, yeah. And actually, walking in here, I have to mention real quick because I don't know if this is a hot take or not, but I was walking from Movement Academy to the radio station today, and is anybody else like really impressed with how well Lincoln does with the farmers market?
It's amazing. I don't ever hardly get down there, but when I do, I'm very impressed with it.
I think like pound for pound, if I can say this, it's like one of the best in the country. I actually believe that. Just because it's the Midwest.
Is it going now? It is.
Yeah, it's on.
Oh, okay. Awesome.
1st of May.
All right, I'm going.
Yep, 1st of May through mid-October.
Nice.
It's all the way through October, yeah. And because I spent some time in New York, and they're about as big as that one. Right, with millions of people, and here we're in Lincoln, where you get the same size. So that's what I mean. It's like pound for pound. It's really fun.
And was it packed?
It's always packed.
Yeah,
and that's it. Yeah, and Movement Academy, of course, is I'm staring at it because we got all the windows of Movement Academy. I'm just looking at the farmers market, which always makes me hungry. So I have to get in there. So and then last week, obviously we were not on the show, but wanted to try to get you in here, Ann, earlier, but now that we're finally doing this, it's been two tries.
It's been a busy May because and I think we even talked the first Saturday of May was no Marathon Expo. No way, I'm getting away from that. And then the next week was something, and the next week was something. So here we are.
Understandable. Yep. Had the runs. So, but obviously because you're with the running company, do you want to go over real quick what exactly you are doing at the running company, like how involved? I mean, not that anybody in Lincoln probably doesn't know, but just in case, we're going to figure it out.
Sure. No, that's all right. So I have been there. We moved to Lincoln, basically 40 years ago, and I needed a job. So I walked in and I knew someone that was there, and excuse me, they said to Judy Rogers, who was the owner at the time, and needs a job, and she's a good runner. And she's like, okay, when can you start? I mean, it was that easy. My husband was like, what? So and I've been there ever since, because I'm not a very, I guess I don't need a lot of excitement in my life, and I really love it. And it's been great. So for 40 years, I have been down there and started at East Park, then moved downtown and have been downtown since. So
that's awesome.
I manage it. The same family owns it and has owned it for 50 years.
Yeah. Well, man, I bet you, that's pretty exciting. 40 years.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's 40 years the same spot, but you get to do some excitement all the time. You run it in Lincoln. Yep. And so obviously shoes are the main drive over there.
Right.
You have other running clothes and all that jazz.
Right.
But and then of course you do marathon training, which partners with Movement Academy. Yep. So there's that connection if anybody's wondering.
Yes.
And you just finished a marathon class.
We sure did.
Yep. And so if you want to, for the people to know what that is, just describe how we work that.
Well, and we came to you once when we'd been at the Downtown Y forever, and when it closed, I tried a year with it at the store, and we needed a facility somewhere else. And so when I had talked for, I think, a year.
It's been it was a year
before
coming.
and then when we started, it's been great. So we meet basically 3 times a week, and they're all optional but important. The main one is Thursday nights. Well, 2 main ones. Thursday night we have a run, and then we have a class speaker afterwards. And anything from motivation, physical therapists, cardiologists, people that are maybe big in the running scene right now, a gastroenterologist. I mean, people that talk about. We have the one we have called Butts and Guts, and they all think it's going to be an ab and workout, and I'm like, nope, it's talking about butts and guts and running.
Digestive
yes,
system.
that's exactly right.
Butts and guts.
Yes. And
Like
then we start out with the runs being just getting your miles in. Then we do some hills. Then we get our speed going. And then we go down to more the real, marathon pace stuff. So it's got every run has a purpose, and everybody wants to know about it. Then Saturday probably is our big guy, and that's our long run. And that's the one that people realize they really need to be there for, because everybody needs somebody. I mean, you can think you're going to go run 20 miles by yourself, but you can
go 20 miles.
Our marathoners do. Yeah.
Wow.
And I know
So do you have people training for the half in the
most
full? in that
anymore
class?
are for the half. Yeah.
Okay,
But we
gotcha.
do have some marathoners, and man, they get the love. I mean,
That's
we,
awesome.
a couple times we do not run from Movement. We run from Mojave up in Northeast Lincoln, and just to get on a different trail.
Yeah.
And one of the women this year was running her first marathon, and everybody, well, not everybody, because some people had to leave, but almost all of us stayed around and waited till she finished. And I was out following her in the car.
That's awesome.
And she got done, and she was crying. one of the other girls goes, "Somebody give her a hug."
Wait, she was crying because y'all waited for her, because
Oh,
it just
she's
hurt so bad.
Oh, emotional.
Oh,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh. Every time I
Yeah.
stopped to see her, she was crying.
That's
But
awesome.
it's great. Yeah. And it's just, and that motivates other people. They're like,
Right.
wow, this is awesome. She can do that. I can do it. And then on Tuesday mornings, we have kind of our own we just do speed work over at Haymarket Park. And it's great. It's 1 mile around Haymarket Park, and I write something out. And we do that all year long, really. Meet at Movement, and we jog over there. It's
Yep.
a mile over, do some drills, and then get going on some kind of fast stuff, which is really fun. And everybody feels so good about it when they're done.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Nice.
And Meet at Movement. I like how that just became the
Meet at Movement.
That's the
unofficial
spot.
name of Movement Academy. It's
Yes.
just, we're just calling it Movement.
Or
It's just-
MA.
We should all do
MA.
it. We should all do it. Okay,
Yeah.
guys?
All right, we're going. We're going.
Johnny,
Sign me up.
Johnny and Rob,
I'm
have you
a
ever
runner
ran?
today.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you ever ran 20 miles?
Come on, man. I know bike 20 miles.
So yeah, well, furthest I've ever gone is 15, but that wasn't,
That's a long ways.
well, I was
Mhm.
downhill. So
It's only, well, it's still a long ways. You still have to put one foot in front of
It's,
the other.
That's
it's
true.
different when you're training with people.
Right.
For
Yeah.
sure. That motivation
Absolutely.
is different.
Well, and there's accountability.
Yeah.
They're
yeah,
going to ask,
That's true.
where are you? I mean,
Mhm.
we'd have people that'll text them and go, "I'm here. Where are you? I'll
Yeah.
wait for you."
I
Or-
can't start my run unless you're here.
That's-
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Well, and it kind of can be that way, because the accountability goes both ways. Like the person that is not going to be there is like, "Ooh, they're
Mhm.
depending on me. I better
Yep.
show up." And
Mhm.
the other one is like, "I hope they show up." So it's good. It's good. And
And
like
we
I said, I'm either like when we go to Mojave, I'm always in my car out and back. But otherwise, I'm on my bike or I'm running with them a bit, and I try to get back just as they come in. They can talk to me because they'll come in and in flowing, right? Not everybody goes the same distance, and not everybody's the same pace. But it's always fun to talk to them, and they sit
Yeah.
and stretch, and
Oh, and everyone loves talking to you, so that's that's
Yeah.
pretty good. So
I get to hear how they did.
yeah,
And then we have people that we had a guy this year that's so fast. He qualified for Boston
Wow.
at Lincoln, and
Nice.
they're all, he's our hero.
Mhm.
Bennett, Bennett,
Yeah.
and they're all, because they're kind of around I mean, honestly, some of the half marathoners are finishing when Bennett finishes the marathon.
oh my goodness.
Wow.
Think about that,
Mhm. Yeah.
and so they're everybody's at the finish line, or a lot of people are sticking around, and they see Bennett finish, and it's like, geez,
What's that mile time got to look
Yeah.
like?
What did he finish the marathon in?
in 2:46.
2:46.
Yep.
So I'm not good at math.
Six-
What's the
six? I can't remember what it is, because that's my
Six-
marathon.
six
PR.
fast.
anything.
It's
Six
fast.
anything, yeah.
six
Yeah.
anything is fast on
For
just
that many
1 mile.
miles. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
But even 1 mile, somebody tried to run a mile in even 6 minutes and 30 seconds.
Right,
It's,
yeah.
it's not easy.
No.
Mhm.
So
No.
and then obviously there's a couple classes a year, and then
Yep.
and then
we do the halves in the
yep.
fall. That'll start in
Mhm.
mid-August.
yeah, and most of the classes in the cold, right?
Oh,
So
it's the only people I know in the world that say, I can't wait till January.
right.
Are the people
Yes.
training for the Lincoln Marathon and the marathon class.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So how long what's the duration of the
It's-
class?
It's basically 5 months.
5
17,
months,
usually
okay.
17,
Mhm.
16 to 18 weeks.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
it feels like you're like after one class is done, it feels like there's no time at all
And we're
until you're back,
hmm
which is great because we like you guys
Mhm.
there, and it's a lot of fun because like, where are the runners? This feels weird. you
Yeah,
know?
they're
So,
very positive people.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So-
People will say, Wait, what is this? I want to do this.
And we got pretty lucky though with the way our space is set up because we have
Oh.
that really nice lobby. We
That's
have a good spot
amazing.
for you to chat.
We're not in your way.
No,
Mhm.
we're not in yours.
Yep. No,
So,
but it's because that can be a problem. Yeah, it's like herding cats. They don't realize they're in everybody's way, right?
Right.
Stand and we talk, and
right.
I'm always like, okay, somebody's kind of trying to go down the hallway. We got to move a little bit. And
Yeah.
make some
Well, I
room
think
and-
they're pretty trained by now.
Yeah.
Like they've been there
Mhm.
for I mean,
Yes.
how many
Long
classes
time.
in a
yes,
row?
Yeah.
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 So that's which is great. And and I've actually been in there. I was your speaker once,
Mhm.
right? So we
Yeah.
talked, strength training for runners.
And I think we did it outside.
we did do it outside. That was in the parking lot.
Yep. which
and-
worked great.
It worked fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was one of the nice warm weather days.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, speaking of the cold weather running, how does that, or if at all, affect the strategy of running? I mean,
Sure.
does it like maybe it's clothing, maybe it's shoes, maybe it's
Yeah,
timing.
a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Usually shoes, we're pretty good with it. And people, there are apparatuses you can put on your shoes if it's super icy, but we're real careful too. And it's, everyone we say is definitely optional. This year we started out our first 2 Saturdays, the wind chill was like -30.
Oh my
And so
goodness.
I'm like, in a big part of me, and years ago I would have said, nope, we're not, you show up. But now I've gotten older and I've softened and I'm like, okay, if you don't have the right apparel, and I go make the list of apparel, you need a base layer that takes the moisture away. You need a thermal layer. You need a jacket. You need a couple pair of tights, or a pair of short tights anyway, and then a long tight. You need good socks. You need earband, hat, good mitts. If you don't have all this,
Mhm.
do not show up
Yeah.
because
right.
I don't want somebody.
Bare minimum.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
a good strategy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Get that before you. I mean, it's like you're buying.
Right,
Have that
right.
stuff.
Right, you have to. But we had people show up that had the right gear, and we went out, and it was. I remember the first Saturday, the wind was blowing, it was snowing, it was like 35 below wind chill, and we got it done.
Was this for a long run?
Well, but long run at the beginning is
Yeah.
how long? We just went like 6 or.
Gotcha.
I don't
Yeah.
think anybody went over 6.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then, thank goodness, that's the beauty of it is that it does get warmer and it gets lighter
Oh,
in
yeah.
the morning, and it gets better as the class goes on.
Yep.
So yeah, and breathing. People are always afraid. Oh, my mom said I'm gonna freeze my lungs. You're not gonna freeze your lungs. By the time the warm air gets to the back of your throat, or the cold
Right.
air gets to the back of the throat, it's warmed up.
Right.
But there are, I'm not downplaying it because there are people that have, bronchial problems too,
Yeah.
Right,
and
right.
it can be a problem.
Mhm.
So just a mask or a scarf or something up to
Right.
kind of moisten that air before that cold, dry air before it gets in your
Now
in your throat.
I'm kind of a weenie when it comes to just going to a cold football game. So like,
Yeah,
man.
well, you aren't moving.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
true. And I am notorious for not dressing warm enough. So that might be
Yes.
it. But
And it never fails. Somebody walks in, or several people walk in and go, "It wasn't that bad out,"
Yeah.
and it's like 35 below.
when
it's-
you're running,
Yeah, you
Well,
warm up.
Most of the marathoners I've worked with,
Yes.
they like a start temperature in like low 30s.
Yep.
And,
Yep.
warm up a
Yep.
little bit from there.
Well, you always say,
Mhm.
tell
Yeah.
them, think dress. When it's 35 below wind chill, you put a lot of clothes
Sure,
on because you
yeah.
really probably aren't going that far. But you really got to think you dress 15 to 20 degrees warmer than it is.
Right.
That's what
Mhm.
you're going to feel like. And
Yeah.
the thing is, and I always tell them, the good thing about winter is you can take things off, right? You can
Right.
take a jacket off and wrap it around your waist. That's why we have
Right.
waists. We can wrap jackets around it. We can hold your gloves. You can, you can
Mhm.
dump a lot of heat by just taking your gloves off or taking your hat off. You
Mhm.
just poof. Your mom was
Mhm.
right. Cover your
Yeah.
heads in your hand
Yeah,
and you
good to
stay
go.
warmer. Yes.
Yeah.
especially for bald guys like me.
There you
I,
go.
I like that. You said that's why we have waists. So you can wrap
Your
jackets
jacket around it. That's
Yeah.
exactly right.
So I'll remember that one.
And then the jacket's still there. But honestly, running in the cold is so much better than what is going to happen here in Nebraska in mid-July
oh yeah.
when the heat index is 100
Over 100.
Yeah, our bodies are not that. We have the harder time, and it every year except this year it has been cool week of the marathon, boom, and marathon day 80 some degrees.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And this
That was
year
wild.
we had a
Mhm.
month to acclimate to because it got warm.
February
April.
was, yeah. even kind of warm.
Yeah,
a few
there
days
were
in
days that,
February.
but you've got to have, I always tell people it's like 90, what do I, it's like 90 minutes a day for like 9 days in over 90-degree weather to get yourself acclimated to heat. It doesn't have to be 9 days in a row, but it needs to be, it takes you a long time to get your body
Yeah,
acclimated.
well, I mean, I'll speak from experience on that one. I did high altitude training in Colorado.
Yeah.
Right, and that was in the summer. It was June, and then when I got back to Nebraska, I'm in the country. I was going to do just like a 4-miler around, and I thought this was going to be nothing. I got all these red blood cells now. I'm ready to roll.
Yep.
And then I started running in this humidity. It's like, did I get any better at running?
And
like,
in the
this
country,
is
yeah,
way
people will say,
harder.
"Oh, you don't have mountains and you don't have altitude."
We have
We
hills
have
and humidity.
Humidity.
And gravel roads.
It is. Yep, it's a poor man's altitude.
Yeah.
Call it.
Yeah. So it
Love
was
that.
it was tough, but yeah.
Gravel
So
roads and corn. They say is what makes the humidity.
I ran cross country in high school,
Uh-huh.
so Seward, and my coach,
Mr. Holiday.
Mr. Holiday, Kurt Holiday, he would always ask me, how many miles did you run this summer? Right, and
Mhm.
in the summer, making me run. I remember
My
one
time off, coach.
Right. I remember one year I said 3, and he just looked at me and was like, "You," right. And but the good year was when I that was my sophomore year, my first year making varsity.
Yeah.
It's partly has to be because I prepared, right?
Right.
And I
Summers
ran in the
make
summer.
cross country teams. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So-
And they have clubs, right? 100-mile club,
Yeah.
200-mile club. I think.
You know what? You're bringing that up, and now
Yeah.
I'm remembering that is a thing.
Yeah.
I made the 300-mile club
Yeah.
once, and I did not lie. I
Yeah.
actually did it.
Yeah. That's good. And you probably had a great cross country
So
season.
I don't know if I did it within the time limit he explained, because I might have started a little earlier to make
Mhm.
sure I got my 300
Yeah,
miles,
yeah.
but I
You
wanted
got
to
it.
do it. So
Yep. Exactly.
Yeah, and
No,
that-
that's good.
that's all I did that year. That was fun.
Yeah.
So hey Ben, what about you? You I
I'm
know-
not a runner, especially in the
no,
summer.
man.
See, no, I get annoyed when during the summer or like when it gets hot. I walk to class. Okay, when I wake up, take a shower, you're not sweaty. I walk like 5 minutes to class. It's
Yeah.
just instantly like, why did I
Yeah.
even take a
Why'd you
shower?
do
I
it?
was like, why did I even waste time taking a shower for?
Yeah.
Now I'm all sweaty again. It's
Yeah.
just like it's
Or-
so
or
annoying.
or you shower and then you start sweating as soon as you're
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Again.
It's just
Yes.
it's an endless battle in the
It's
summer.
rough.
Yeah.
So,
I do like winter a little bit more because
Yeah.
of that, but like I don't like when it's like negative, when it's like in the
Yeah.
negative
Mm-hmm.
tens and
And the footing, when the footing is bad. And
Yep.
honestly, Lincoln does a great job. And we're so lucky at Movement Academy to be so close to trails,
Yeah.
and they
Mhm.
clear them. I mean, I've taken pictures and put them on GPTN's newsletter saying, look at this.
I'm gonna definitely ask you to talk a lot about
Yeah.
trails in our next segment
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
So that's a
Okay,
good thing.
we'll
you,
wait for
no,
that.
that's
Oh.
a good thing you brought up,
Yeah.
because we're certainly gonna have to talk about that. But I mean, the whole sweating thing we were talking about
Yeah.
is that epoch, right? I mean, we're gonna have to spend a segment on that sometime soon.
Okay.
because
Yeah,
that's
we'll dive into that.
yeah, we'll have to use our fun little acronyms again.
And there are people, I mean, the professional athletes, the marathon trials were in Florida were supposed to begin at noon, not for athletes' sake, but for TV's sake.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they got it moved up to 10. The athletes are like, wait a minute, we're trying to
Noon
make our
is-
marathon
Mhm.
team for the Olympics, and let's make this a little better. So it was not a horrible day, but there's a heat acclimation techniques that you can use, and saunas, and you get done with a hard workout and you go right into a sauna. You don't take a drink of water,
Mhm.
and you just keep being warm, or poor men can sit in a
Right.
hot bathtub.
That's interesting.
Mhm.
Yes, and
Yeah.
just to make yourself even warmer. And there was one guy, CJ Albertson, who's kind of he's kind of does things, again, plugger type. And he had his own little heat box made up in his bedroom. And it was
Wow.
just like, I mean, it was like if you can picture somebody just nailing a box together and heat
Sure.
lamps in there on carpet. And I'm like, how gross is that carpet?
Oh,
And he would
man.
crawl in there and just lay in
hang
there.
out.
Yes.
Wow.
Heat box in the bedroom. For me, that's just
Yeah.
hiding under the covers.
Oh, man. Yeah. But
So.
there's people that, I mean, they're really trying to get it done. And
Mhm.
and I tell them, the week before, this is, again, poor man's drive around. If you're driving around downtown or just all over Lincoln, don't turn the air conditioner on.
No AC.
Keep your windows rolled
Oh,
up
my
and
goodness.
roll right around in the heat, and just, when you're sleeping, you want to be cool and you want to
Yeah.
be comfortable, but during the day you can be as hot as you
Yeah.
want. And it'll help you
that's
acclimate.
hardcore.
Yeah.
But I like it.
Yep.
I did it accidentally last summer. My AC broke.
No.
Right. So, and I had spent like 3 days without
In your
an
house?
AC.
In your car? Okay, in
My
your house.
apartment.
In your apartment.
Yeah. And
So you were doing heat acclimation training.
yeah,
not by
Without wanting,
choice.
not by
yeah,
choice.
yeah.
But little did I
Signed
know,
up or something.
I should have. What was I thinking? I just wasn't in the right mindset. So, all right. Yeah, we're actually gonna have to run to the break here pretty soon. So I'm gonna let Ben take us out here.
Yeah, you're listening to the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We'll be right back.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
Finally, a good reason to have a smart house. Just say, Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket, and we'll magically start playing. How's it work? Nobody knows. Don't ask questions.
Vershawn Jackson, the captain here for The Body Shop. And man, did they hook me up with a great massage recently. The captain has a lot of stress in his life, as many people do. And for 1 hour, it was all relieved. The team at The Body Shop gave me a deep tissue massage that hit every area that I was in pain at. Whether you're looking for a Swedish massage, sports massage, deep tissue, hot stone, aroma, or more, there's only one place to go. The Body Shop at 48th NA. Book an appointment today at thebodyshoplincoln.com.
Play ball!
Looking for the ultimate change-up from the typical family nights? How about a Grand Slam good time with friends and coworkers? Then unleash the fun at Haymarket Park with an action-packed, thrilling season of Salt Dogs baseball. Choose from 50 home games now through August with daily and weekly specials your whole pack can enjoy, including group discounts. Don't miss out on the magic and the excitement.
Strike three, you're out!
Visit saltdogs.com to reserve your tickets today. Unleash the fun.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
When we're looking out for a homeowner, we're always keeping their budget in mind. We try to maximize things that are important to them.
Bob Benish is the founder and president of Aspen Builders, online at aspenbuildersinc.com.
So we really try to maximize the size because 5 years from now, you can't just make your house bigger. The one thing I can tell you is that most builders in Lincoln, we all are about the same price. The difference comes in the products that we put in and the way we put in those products.
The old saying, you get what you pay for, is pretty accurate when you're building a home. If you put nicer windows in and you put nicer cabinets, it's going to cost a little bit more. You know, if those things are important to you, then you want to do it. We can try to incorporate in your floor plan and get a house that you're going to be happy with.
Make your dream home a reality and call Aspen Builders at 423-6811. Online at aspenbuildersinc.com. Your home is waiting at Aspen Builders.
You're spending $300 a month. Binge drinking is the most common form of excessive drinking, which costs the United States more than $191 billion each year. By drinking less, you will save $300 a month. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back into the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Just want to give a shout out to the show sponsor, Coleman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at colemanconstruction.com or call 402-643-5654 today. And also, if you have any questions for either of the Robs or anybody here today, the text line is open, so you can text 402-464-5685. Text in any questions you have for Rob Coleman, and because he is with the Movement Academy.
Yes, thank you. Speaking of Coleman Construction, they did build Movement Academy.
Nice.
Yes. It's a pretty space, so it's another reason to go check her out. In this segment, I did want to talk about a couple things that I'm sure a lot of people have questions, especially if they're trying to get into running, new to running, not new to running, but just new to Lincoln. I want to talk running trails, running routes, and also shoes. So those two things, obviously,
shoes is a big one.
Shoes for sure. Yes, that one's. I mean, if you don't want shin splints, if you don't want to
any
burn
injury,
out.
right?
Any injury. Yeah. Speaking of injury, like just strength training and shoes, avoiding injuries, they're both going to help. But let's talk shoes first. I mean, the importance of proper running shoes, and obviously different types of feet. I'm sure you guys do all that. So how does the process work?
Yeah, we laugh because obviously I've done this for 40 years. We have like over 100 years of experience just between all of us with Chris, the owner, and myself, and just the kids that work there. But people come in and say, hey, do you have that machine that you put your foot on, it tells you what shoe you need? I'm like, no, we have eyes and ears and brains and mouths, and we do it by communication. And I think it's so much more important. I mean, people say, oh, I got on the internet and it's because I weigh 250 pounds, they say I need the Beast, which, this shoe called Beast.
The Beast.
So you can imagine. And it's the last thing they need. You don't go by how much you weigh or how tall you are. You go by what your foot looks like. It's like, I think a lot of people think it's a real science, and you got to think a lot, in it, definitely. But it's really more of an art, because it's like, I look at the foot and I see what it does. And we watch people walk, and we ask, does it hurt? Your foot's really flat, but does it hurt when you get arch support under there? Oh yeah. Then you start thinking, but you got to match the foot and the shoe together. If you try to, it's like putting a square peg in a round hole. It's not going to work. If the foot is real far to the outside, and you got this shoe that, comes shooting in on that outside, that's not going to be comfortable. And they're going to wear it out fast, and they're also they're not going to have fun in it. And what we want is people in a shoe that they're going to wear out the right way by getting so many miles on it. And not too many, but so many miles on it, and come in for a new pair. We don't want it to be, worn out because it's being, it's just not the right shoe for them. So, and sometimes it takes, a couple times. And we make sure people know too that, when you leave, we think this is the right shoe for you. We really do. We spend a lot of time. We think this is the right shoe for you. You've communicated. We brought out, 5 or 6 pair, and this seems like the best one, but it could, you get 5, again, you've spent, half hour in our store. You could get 5 miles down the road, and it's different. So know that you can always bring them back. That's always the thing. Say, well, what's your policy?
Yeah,
bring them back. Not next year.
Yeah, right. Well, right now.
Bring them back. Yeah,
when you
decide, this isn't right.
You've done it to me, right?
Yeah.
So I've actually hey, Rob, walk that way and come on back. And you're just, all right.
Whatever.
It's like, no, I don't care what. It's like the one instance where I don't actually care what the shoe looks like. Just what's the best shoe.
So good, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like every other time you're looking for fashion, right? You wanted something cool.
Yeah,
but
and that's okay. Yeah. There's shoes out there for it, and they make lots of colors in shoes now. So they want people to have choices, but really the right shoe is so important. And then we can talk about color from there.
Yeah.
I got into some Hokas about 4 years ago, and I'm like, I was a little, hesitant because of the, they look different, right?
Yes.
But good decision for sure. It worked out.
Yeah.
I've always been an ASICS guy. You guys always got me. I think the word you used was cumulus. I don't know so because apparently I got an arch.
Yes.
So.
Yes, exactly. That makes sense.
So speaking of that, how important for you guys is shoe brand? Because I've had to wear inserts like pretty much my entire life because I had what's even called me like you feet are inward. I don't even know what it's called.
Little
But
pigeon toes.
yeah, so
Mhm.
I've always had to wear inserts, and it was like that helps, but it's like it's also the shoe because it's like the inserts aren't going to work if you're not
Nope.
wearing the right kinds of shoe
Right.
for it. So Asics
Right.
was definitely a brand that
Yeah.
is brand brought up for me. But how important is some shoe brands? Because Under Armour, Nike, those are all kind of the most popular shoes, but are they the best shoes?
No,
for you?
we don't even carry either of those brands.
Yeah.
So
see?
they're popular because they're in big box stores.
Yep.
And they're,
Mhm.
they're easy to get.
And they
but-
look cool.
And they look cool. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And so, it's a fun story is years ago, Nike was dropping lots of small town stores and we weren't one of them. They kept, I don't know why, but probably because we were been around for a long time, same owners, but they were just dropping all these little, and when I say small town, like Lincoln is the size they were dropping stores. And I had decided then that, they were like our fifth vendor. So not
Sure.
super important.
Mhm.
So I said, I'm going to write them a Dear John letter. Dear Nike, it's not really working out like we thought it would. And I didn't, but we did. We just said no more. And being a female, there's just some real controversy on how they've treated their female athletes and
Interesting.
some of the coaches that they had and didn't really address it. And there've been several books, probably 4 books out about it. And Win at All Costs is a really good one. But
Win at All Costs.
Win at All Costs.
Okay.
Yeah. I was
that
at
one up.
a show, a running show in Minneapolis, and a guy from South Carolina asked me if Nike had dropped us. And I said, no, they haven't. And he goes, well, they're here because they realize they've made a mistake and they want everybody back. And so they're courting us back. And he said, I saw them yesterday. And he said, here's what they said to me. They had the courtship like thing going on. And they said, what do you think? And he said, well, I'll tell you what I think. It's like when we carried Nike, it's like Nike was the prettiest girl in high school and everybody wanted to date her. And she picked you as her boyfriend. And you're like, this is awesome. But then you date her and you realize there's really nothing there. It's just this look. And it's just like,
No
So,
substance.
yeah. So then she breaks up with you and you're like, oh, okay, great. And now she's back and she wants me to be her boyfriend again. And he goes, what would you do? He said this to the Nike guy. And he goes, good story. I like that. He goes, I'll take that back.
I've never expected to hear that. Actually, that's really funny.
He
By
was
the way,
great.
we're talking about shoes.
Yeah,
right now.
we're talking about shoes.
we are talking
Don't
about
forget.
shoes. Sorry.
Yeah, but I can relate.
Yeah.
So, well, okay. So shoes, and obviously, if there's anything else that pops up about shoes, please throw them out there.
Real quick.
Yeah.
What are your top brands?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
Brooks,
Okay.
Saucony.
I like Brooks Ghosts.
Yep.
I've ran into
Yeah,
those before.
yeah,
Super nice shoe.
And you probably have a foot like Rob's.
Mhm.
Yeah.
No on
Okay.
clouds? No on clouds?
We do carry on clouds, but it would be about our 6th vendor probably.
Okay. So
They're
what's
still new,
what's
getting in there.
Brooks
Yeah.
number
Brooks,
one?
Saucony, Asics and New Balance are probably very, very close.
Okay.
Mizuno. Then you're talking on Hoka. Hoka is in there
Yeah.
right behind those guys. And then you're talking on
Mhm.
and I think it seems like we have a whole bunch more brands than that. But yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Well,
Okay, awesome.
I've been getting a lot more consistent lately with running, so I'm gonna have to pop in
Mhm.
there.
Yeah.
Have you look at my foot again?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm stopping in too.
Yeah.
My
Well-
Hokas are like I'm wearing holes in the
Yeah.
side. I've
And
got
the-
miles on them.
We laugh. Some of the ladies that I run with, they're like, man, I have like 4 different shoes I run in.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's good.
That's good. Yeah.
And they're training hard. I mean, they're doing the Tuesday morning workout where it's
Yeah.
fast stuff, and they
Mhm.
doing tempo runs, and they do races. Like I have a long run shoe, a workout shoe, a race shoe, and then another just everyday. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I need you, and I got 2 flat tires, so I need you.
We
Too
talked
flat.
before. I'm
Yeah,
like,
remember I watched the sun.
Johnny.
I was like
I'm
a penguin.
Take those back. Take those back.
And one
Johnny,
and one last time, where can people go?
Oh, Lincoln
find
Running
you.
Company is where we are, right
Yep.
downtown, 1213 Q Street,
Awesome.
Patty Corner from the lead.
Ja-
And yep,
Yeah.
been there for
Um,
50 years.
That place is it's right there
Yeah.
in the middle of downtown. And Johnny, was
Historical.
it you?
Mhm.
Was it you who called in, asked because you wanted the beast? Was that?
No.
Right? Yeah,
No.
I weigh 2 something. I need the beast.
It's all muscle.
Do something.
It's all muscle.
It's all muscle.
Yeah. So that's funny. But yeah, so trails. I mean, Movement Academy obviously is really close to a lot of trails.
Oh,
It's a good place to start. And I know there's a few other spots you got going on, but like, what's a favorite? What's a good track?
I think our favorite in our class, and it's sometimes hard to get to, or sometimes hard to do early in the season because it's Jamaica, and it
Mhm.
is. I mean, it's
I love Jamaica Trail.
Oh, it's
Jamaica Trail is
unreal.
awesome.
It's the best.
Yeah, but
Mhm.
in the winter they can't clear it because it's limestone,
Sure.
so
Yeah.
it would scrape it all off. So you kind of have to wait until if you don't have your snow in the winter, that's great. Or
Sure.
if it's not real mushy, it's great. But we have we just head right down 7th
Yep.
Street, get onto the 4th Street Trail in a mile, and and Jamaica's another mile, maybe mile and a half, and we can go
Mhm.
forever. Or we can take a right and we can go out to Pioneer Park on Bison Trail, or we
Mhm.
can go north around Arena Drive and hit Salt Levee. We can hit Mopac, Dietrich, or Salt Levee. There's like
So
6
many
trails
options.
right
Mhm.
from there that we can
Jamaica
hit.
goes out all the way to Statillo, right?
Oh, it
Statillo-
goes.
oh,
it
further.
It goes to Kansas.
It goes to
doesn't
Kansas.
Yeah.
It hits up into Yep.
That's a long run.
It's a
It
long
is.
run.
Those-
Yeah.
those-
But the bikers love it.
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
if
yeah.
you get a windy
Oh, yeah.
day, and
Yeah.
those that want to be out on gravel or roads, you get a windy day. It's just covered.
It's tree
and-
coverage.
Yes.
Yeah. Over the whole thing.
We
It's
took-
nice.
We do GPTN does a thing called Tour de Lincoln in May. Every Thursday night in May, they do a different quadrant of the trails. And this last Thursday, it was Southeast Lincoln or Southwest, excuse me. So we went down Rock Island, went over the pedestrian crossing, came back on Jamaica, and then went around Arena Drive and Salt Levee Trail. And it was so shaded. It wasn't, there was no sun until we got out along Salt Levee. But it
Mhm.
was amazing. I'm like, this wins for the most shaded trail in Lincoln. It's got
That's cool.
Yeah, the big circle. It was great. So it's got over 130 miles of trails in Lincoln.
Speaking of trails and just running in
Yeah.
general, especially in the morning.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to be a sunrise person, if you want to see a sunrise,
Oh.
I mean, that's one
Mm.
shout out of just being a runner.
And leaving movement and heading on Salt Levee
Yeah.
and coming around by where the university. Oh,
There's
the
something about
sunrises
getting
there
up,
are unreal.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and seeing the sunrise, but it just makes your entire day better.
Yep. And safety. You know, people, every fall I usually have ex-chief Blymeister come in and talk about safety on the trails. And his first question is, I love it. He always says, how many of you drove here? And everybody, most people raise their hand. How many left your wallet or your purse in your car? Everybody raise their hands. He goes, why do you do that? Why would you do that? And you
Trusting.
cannot do that at trails. You cannot do that he goes, that's where the problem is at the trailheads. It's not out on the trail. He said, how many
Mhm.
people do you think, I can remember one year, got attacked on a trail last year? And people were, guessing 10, 20. It's like 2. And it was
Wow.
after school.
Mhm.
It's not at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Right.
Mhm.
It's,
Criminals are sleeping.
They are. That's exactly right. That's what I learned.
They don't sleep.
But it's
guess.
always good to go
Yeah.
in pairs.
Mhm.
And there's Wilderness they've really done a lot with Wilderness Park now, but it's always good out there definitely to have some other people with you or
Yeah.
your dog. Or
I like
something.
those trails out
Yeah,
there.
they're
Those are nice.
wonderful.
Mhm.
Yep.
That's good. Well, I mean, if anybody's trying to get into running, I mean, finding a spot to run, that's part of the
Yes.
roadblock. I mean, if
Yeah.
you want to create a frictionless experience, have a spot to go
Yeah.
and
Yep.
and enjoy it.
Right. And get
it's-
planned out. I'm
yeah.
always telling you, don't save any decisions for like last minute.
Mhm.
That's what is so great about the class is that all the decisions are made for you.
Mhm.
You
Oh,
show
yeah.
up at 7 a.m. on Saturday. I'll have the route. I check the wind. Sometimes we change it at the last minute. I put out the water. I have your nutrition for you. Everything is done. You just have to show up and do it.
You just described personal training.
Yeah,
Everything is decided for
exactly.
you.
Everything is decided for you.
Yeah,
That's exactly
you don't
right.
have to think. Just go and do the work
Any-
and know that it's good.
Anytime you have to make a decision, where am I going to go? What am I going to wear? I mean, I remember years ago, the paper did a story on people's morning workouts or mornings, what their mornings were like. Not
Yeah.
workouts necessarily, but they talked to different people and they talked to me. And I told them there are days when if I've had a really busy week, I'll sleep in my running clothes because I know all I have to do is get
Ready
up,
to
put my
go.
shoes on,
Yeah.
and I'm out the door. And oh my Lord, that was the wrong thing to say because I had more people. Do you really sleep in your when I need to? Yes.
New
I don't want to have
strategy.
to make a decision. I don't want to have to waste time. I've got everything ready.
Get up and go.
Your drink, your water, if you're taking a snack beforehand, whatever is everything's ready. If I have to make decisions,
Laying stuff out before you get
Yes,
up
yes.
or before you go to bed.
Yep.
That's certainly
Yep.
beneficial.
You know
especially
you're
if you're
going
an
to
early
meet
riser.
somebody. If you're doing a gym workout, your trainer's going to be there.
Right.
Show up and everything's
Mhm.
done. You just have to show up. That's your job.
Yep. No,
And,
I
and
love
so
it.
you mentioned nutrition.
Yep.
Okay. So what's nutrition like for you on a long run?
I have not done a long run for so long, but really long. But gels. There is one I like. It's called SIS, and I use it a lot on the bike when I really did long bike rides.
Mhm.
But you don't have to have water with it. I mean, I
Okay.
drink a lot of water, but you
Sure.
don't have to have water. You need water with most of the gels because takes your stomach to absorb them or to
Right.
digest them otherwise.
Mhm.
And you don't want that blood going to your stomach to digest
Right.
food. You want to go into
Taking
your
it
muscles.
away from the muscle.
Yes, you want to
Mhm.
go into your muscles. And
Yeah.
yeah. So water
Have you
is
used Tailwind?
yeah, we carry
Okay.
Tailwind.
You do? Okay,
Yeah,
great.
I love
I'll
Tailwind.
stop by and pick
Oh,
some
we
up.
have I have a jug of Tailwind out there.
So do you?
It got pink
Okay.
ribbons on it for my runners.
Are
so they
you
know.
are you going caffeinated or non-caffeinated
Well, I think
Tailwind?
we have a little bit of both.
You have
yeah,
both.
Yeah,
Okay.
we
What's
do.
your preference?
I just like the taste of it.
It's good. It tastes great.
I like
Yeah.
mandarin. We just got in
Okay.
Mandarin, that's nice.
Dahl watermelon for Courtney Dahlwater.
Oh,
And
yeah,
she's
yeah.
the ultra
Yeah,
runner,
ultra
that's
marathoner. Yeah.
amazing
Mhm.
woman that can be in a pain cave like no one else I know.
A pain cave.
Yeah, and so they have a watermelon one, and we just got that in.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And speaking of trails, just thinking of great people, we have a woman in our marathon in our Havsick class who's in a wheelchair,
Mm.
and but
Yeah.
you have to plan things. You
Yeah.
really think about trails, and you really think about where you're sending your runners when she's in your
Right.
class.
Mhm.
You come out of Movement Academy to go this way, and her first walks are straight uphill.
Oh yeah, the
And-
bridge right by the
Yeah, the
Pinnacle.
bridge, or just even coming up P Street when you walked up
Yeah,
here.
Sure.
It's a
Mhm.
big, yeah. It's pretty amazing. And let me tell you, she knows if we think like Jamaica is flat or you think Mopac is flat. No, she'll tell you where the hills are in it. She tells you
She
what's
knows.
downhill and what's uphill. Yeah, you can really tell. We'll do strides. She does everything we do.
Yep.
We do hill repeats. She's out there doing them. And
Awesome.
yeah, it's amazing. But you really do, and cold for her.
Mhm.
Yeah. There's got to be something invented to keep her legs warm. I mean, there just has to be something with a
Right.
heater or something on it, or yeah.
Yeah, because blankets way too much.
Yes,
You know,
yes, exactly, and windproof. Yeah, it's
Mhm.
pretty amazing. So we all give her lots of kudos, and
I always do the
needed.
heat packs.
Yep,
Mm.
yep,
Those things are amazing. You put them
Yep,
right in the
hand
right
warmers,
spot. Oh yeah, put them in
yes.
the right spot, and it warms you all the way up.
yep, exactly.
So
Yep,
especially in the hands, need a head warmer.
yep.
So yeah, no, that's cool. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Been
we can
there.
throw it to break. You're listening to the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We got one last segment to go. So if you have any questions, make sure to text in. Again, the text line 402-464-5685. We're going to take one last break before we come back.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving the city of Lincoln, Lancaster County, Seward County, and beyond. Through their decades of design-build expertise, they are available for detailed planning and custom building, additions, and remodels for your dream home. Coleman Construction listens to your ideas and works with you to develop a floor plan, budget, and project management approach. Contact Coleman Construction at 402-643-5654 to discuss your vision for a beautiful home and let them bring it to life.
Tune in every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. for the Malone Radio Show on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Don't miss the opportunity to learn about the Malone Community Center's goal to eliminate multi-generational poverty in Lincoln and the surrounding area. It's the Malone Radio Show with Executive Director John Goodwin and Sports Director Mike Hunter every Wednesday night from 9 to 10 p.m. on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The first ever Pro Volleyball Federation Championship is set. The Omaha Supernovas will face the Grand Rapids Rise this Saturday at the CHI Health Center in Omaha in the match for $1 million for the right to claim the title in the inaugural season of the Pro Volleyball Federation. The Mullen Motors pregame show with Derek Pearson and Renee Saunders starts at 2:30 p.m. with first serve at 3:30. Make sure to tune in for the next Ag Appraisal and Realty postgame show right after the match ends. Catch all the action on your flagship station, 93.7 The Ticket, and statewide on the Pro Volleyball Federation Radio Network.
Kingdom Sports Minute with Ron Brown. Three-time NBA champion AC Green of the Los Angeles Lakers had a well-known disciplined lifestyle both on and off the court. He set the NBA record for the most consecutive games played and earned the nickname Iron Man in the process. But Green also became known for his chaste lifestyle out of his conviction to follow Jesus, rejecting the debauchery that was especially pervasive throughout the 1980s. Not only did he abstain from alcohol and drugs, he's also known for being sexually pure throughout his entire 16-year career and remaining a virgin until he was married at 39 years old. Green's teammates and opponents often teased him and even tried to tempt and talk him out of such strong stance. But they began to see the inner core of AC Green, filled with Christ, strong and unashamed. Many of these athletes eventually expressed admiration and respected Green for his self-control.
Visit kingdomsports.online.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Spring in Nebraska brings green grass and warmer weather, but it also brings severe storms which can cause damage to your home. Meadowlark Exterior specializes in hail, storm, and wind damage restoration, as well as roofing, siding, and gutters for commercial or residential buildings. Meadowlark Exteriors focuses on fine craftsmanship and proves that in their attention to detail. They offer free roof inspections and estimates and insurance claim assistance, serving the Lincoln and Omaha surrounding areas. Call today at 402-875-2956 or go to meadowlarkexteriors.com. Bagels and Joe is the perfect place for breakfast or lunch in May. Try their brand new cake batter cream cheese on any breakfast sandwich. Also, enjoy a new energy fusion drink with a variety of flavors and carrot cake muffins with cream cheese frosting. 4 locations in Lincoln and 1 in Seward. Bagels and Joe. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket. Looking for a job that feels like family? Join Lincoln Industries, where tradition meets innovation. They're a family-owned, privately held manufacturing company with a passion for excellence and a commitment to their community. They have openings on all shifts at both the main plant and air park facilities, offering flexibility to fit your schedule. Whether you're a seasoned professional or just starting out, there's a place for you there. At Lincoln Industries, they invest in their people's success, providing opportunities for growth and advancement. Apply now and become a part of something special at Lincoln Industries.
This is Bree Fansteel, local race car driver. Join me and James Rowland every Sunday at 7 p.m. for The Finish Line, where we discuss off-road, on-road, and sometimes next-to-the-road racing on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Back to The Ticket weeknights on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
One last segment here on the Movement Hour on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We only got like 8 minutes left, so I'm just going to let you guys just take her right away.
Sweet.
I should plug, though,
Yes,
Coleman Construction, the show sponsor. Coleman Construction, where they build your dreams through custom home building. Learn more at colemanconstruction.com or call 402-643-5654 today.
Yes. So speaking of acclimation training, it is 80 degrees in here.
Yeah.
We were just
AC
talking
may
about
not
that.
be working. in
Summer's
here.
here.
Summer's here. Yeah. Usually I'm a little cold in here.
Not
today.
Definitely not today.
Yeah.
But, see, heat acclimation, we're getting used to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't even feel like 80.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
I'm going to walk
We're
outside
training.
and not
We're
feel
training right
anything.
now.
Yeah. See?
So I do want to bring one more running thing up in just a second, but like before this is over, we can't not talk about what happened over the weekend, right? With the golf.
Scotty Scheffler.
Yeah.
getting
Oh, yeah.
arrested.
Definitely have to bring that up.
How wild was that story?
Do you pay attention? All right. So
Well,
Anna needs to
my
be
husband
filled
tells
in.
me.
Maybe
I
everybody
don't,
else does.
I don't
Yeah.
do social media, but my husband does, so he tells me everything.
Well, at the gym, it's all over the TVs, right?
Okay, yeah, true.
Yeah. But I learned, is he the number one golfer in the world?
Yeah.
People are comparing it to like if Tom Brady going to Gillette Stadium to play a playoff game if he
Right.
just like got arrested.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Good-
basically
good
like that.
comparison.
That's what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I don't condone that. Obviously, like second degree assault is
Mhm.
what the charge is, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, the moment, like if he wins, there is some sort of hilarity to that moment into my eyes.
A
You
little
know,
bit,
like
yeah.
like
It's the mugshot for me,
the mug
Free
shot.
Scotty. Free Scotty.
Well, yeah, it's just it was one of those. It's going to be
And it
interesting
was
on Sunday.
an unfortunate incident to begin
Yes,
with.
yes,
Right.
and
Yeah.
Of course,
Yeah.
we're
In
condolences to
hindsight, I'm
that.
sure they're all thinking, like,
Yeah.
Who is it? Mike Tyson says everybody has a plan until you
Till
get punched in the face.
Yeah. You know
So
it,
they
ain't.
think they know what they're doing, but
Right.
yeah.
Yep. No, that's a good one for that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he just thought he was going to play some golf, and he had to get bailed out first. So, yeah.
He still did play golf though.
So when
and
how
well.
did he
And
do?
well,
Yeah,
And well.
I was gonna say that's
He's like in the
a
top
whole-
4 right now. I think he's
Yeah.
like 2 or 3 strokes off the lead.
That's
Yeah.
says something about his demeanor and his how
His-
he's able
his
to handle
focus.
his focus.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so real quick though, I wanted to bring up distance trackers and best workout devices. Do you have any suggestions for that?
Well, we just at the store we carry Garmin, and Garmin has I don't know, every couple of years I have one of my Garmin guys come and talk to the class
Mhm.
because it gives them tons of information, and it's less information, less of them learn now because they all know, you know, they all know about it. But when I was like, what makes Garmin different? And he's like, we have more satellites up there, and I don't even remember the number than any other company.
Wow.
And so you are never gonna not get
That's not
an
a thing.
accurate
So
Yeah.
accuracy is huge.
key. Yeah,
It's not a thing I think about when determining what tracker I'm going with,
Yeah.
but that might have just sold me right there.
Yep, they own more satellites that are floating around up there than
Wow.
anybody else. So
Okay.
That's interesting.
and they're really for us as a business, they're so easy to work with. And I think for the consumer, they're so
Right.
easy to work with. I mean, I've had customers that I give them the 800 number. I said, call this because they don't want them talking to us about, their
Yeah.
watch being, I give
Yeah.
them hints, clean the charger, clean the plug.
Mhm.
And
I've had two easy returns
yes,
with Garmin.
Yes,
Like they were just
exactly. They don't
no problem. Send it in.
No
Super
questions.
user
out to me.
friendly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
very. If I can
And
do
the
it, yeah.
apps, the apps are great too.
Yes,
for
yes,
Garmin.
yes. Garmin
Mhm.
Connect. That's the only thing I do because I don't do I don't do Strava, and
Mhm.
all my friends do. And they,
Not on Strava.
nope,
No.
nope. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm old.
Yeah.
I never ever wanted people. To
I have
know
a run
how
on
far I
Strava
ran.
from this morning.
Do you? Yeah. Oh, my
Mhm.
friends. You mean
Oh,
they're
yeah.
talking about what they're going to name the run? I'm like,
Yeah.
leave me out of it. I don't want my name in
You gotta run in a shape. That's the name of the
Yes,
run.
Yes, yes. But they're like I said, I'm really old. I didn't have Garmin's. You knew that O to A was a mile, A to Van Dorn was a mile,
Mhm.
33rd, 40th to 56 was a mile, 33rd to
Awesome.
40th was a half mile, and you went across the street to cross because you knew you were getting your distance in,
Right.
and you just had a Timex, and that's how you checked how many miles you're running, right? I mean, that's so.
Yeah.
So, and I was never one like people. My kids at the store would say, "Anne's the only person I know to lie down about mileage." I didn't want anybody to know how many miles I was running.
Huh.
It's like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
gonna
usually you
think
wanna
I'm odd
brag.
anyway. Yeah, I don't need anybody thinking I'm really.
What was the
nuts.
weekly mileage like in your peak?
When I was like
Yeah.
trying for like
Yeah.
110 miles.
110 a week. Yeah.
That was just during.
That's a little
the
bit more than
big-
me.
Not all the
Yeah.
time.
Just a
not
little
all
bit.
the time.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was just when I was getting like
Sure,
a few
yeah.
weeks getting ready for a marathon.
That's the 900 mile club.
Ugh.
If you're
Cool.
doing high school cross country,
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
that would be impressive. You'd get an award for that. So no, but the satellites, that's some Elon Musk stuff right there. I
Yep.
didn't realize that was. I never would have thought of that.
Yep.
Which is
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I mean, other companies, I guess they're not sharing; they have their own.
Yeah.
Is there going to be like too many satellites up there one day?
I
Like,
don't know. Yeah, like
they
trash
can-
in the ocean.
or
Right.
crash into each other. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess space is massive and pretty
Yeah.
infinite, but
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
you got to be kind of close
Interesting.
to the Earth. So
I know. I think that's interesting too.
wow. So do the distance trackers. Go with the Garmin, and you have those at Running Company.
Mhm, we do.
Okay.
And they run, sales. None of them are cheap.
Yeah.
They're all going to
Mhm.
cost you, but they're so. It's everybody's
Mm-hmm.
little. It's a lot of times first thing people check when they get up in the
Mhm.
morning. Check how they slept, which can get overwhelming. Check what their
Sure.
heart rate variable
Yeah,
is.
they're
check
more
what
of a health tracker even
Mhm.
now today
Yeah.
than
Mhm.
just a running.
I usually
you
go
know,
with
tracker.
for the heart rate stuff. I usually
Yeah.
go with the
Mhm.
MyZone, which is something I have at the gym. But
Mhm.
if I can just get it all in one with a Garmin,
Yeah, Garmin does HRV now
That'd be-
too, and
that'd
be
all
really
kinds
cool.
of stuff.
Yep, and it's checking oxygen.
Yeah,
Pulse,
that
right.
too. Yeah,
kind of constantly.
do you wear it when you go to sleep?
I do. I wear it
Okay.
all the time. I know
So
that.
I mean, if there's a way to use it to help you wake up in the morning, if there's all that.
Mhm.
I mean, the way I always used to track is because I did grow up in the country, right?
Right.
So I'm on the gravel.
Yeah, so you knew mile segments.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I mean that's the only way I tracked, right?
Right.
Sometimes I would pretend I went a half a mile and then run back because I was like, I'm not feeling this right now.
When I coached at Westland, we did a lot of runs out on the country on the gravel roads, and I can remember one of the girls saying, that was from Lincoln said, "How do you know you've gone a mile?" And I can remember the girls from small towns looked at her like, mile section city girl.
I count my steps.
Yeah.
That's it. No. So
sections,
you start to
and
know
it's
your
a
stride.
mile. Yeah.
That'd be hard. So yes. Well, real quick, I want to thank you, Ann, very much for popping on. We're glad you joined us.
Great to
today.
sit with you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously
Good
we
to
got
see you guys.
Mr. Johnny checking
Yeah.
us out, seeing how it goes in here. We'll have to get everybody back in here pretty quick.
Oh yeah. Do you know you're having a guest next week? Do you know?
Sometimes it's just random. We're gonna have
That's the fun.
Yeah.
That's the fun.
I'll have some of my athletes here next week if you guys like for football, basketball, whatever you guys want, right? So I train these athletes for the Huskers, so it'd be awesome to have them on.
That'd be
Nice. That'd be cool.
Love that.
All right. Well, you just listened to the Movement Hour right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. We got Youth Football 101 coming up with Tank Perry, so make sure to stay tuned in so you can check that out. But with that, we are out of here.
Have a
Thank
good
you for
Saturday,
listening.
y'all. Thank you.
Awesome. Thanks.
Coleman Construction is a high-end custom home builder serving